So I'll be discussing about post-GATE AI opportunities in architecture and planning, but this session will be mostly focusing on the admission to the IITs, NITs, and some other options apart from the GATE AI rank. Okay, so let's start with today's presentation. What are the options after the GATE architecture, specifically in IITs and NITs? But before that, we will be just going through some broad classifications of the specialization. Okay, but before everything else, I want you like to just focus on like what are the benefits of the exam which you have given? Like what are the benefits of the GATE AR, which is the GATE architecture exam you have given? So firstly and foremost, I want to highlight that it allows you to do the specialization. This particular GATE AR score allows you to do the specialization. Okay, as you like you mentioned, many of you want to do your masters in urban planning, in some wants to do in sustainable architecture, etc. So this GATE AR gives you a path to do the specialization in premier institutes of like IITs and NITs. Okay, so this score is very important. But apart from that, this score also helps you to get into the government jobs like famous PSUs, like AAI, which is the Airport Authority of India, and many other PSUs. But apart from this, after your specialization is done, uh, that is also a mandatory criteria for a teaching job. Okay, teaching job if you want to have a teaching job in any of the private colleges and also in the government colleges, the basic requirement is the master's degree. So that's why it's very important that you have a valid GATE AR score. Okay, so let's go to the further benefits of AR. Now, what are the financial benefits of the GATE architecture exam? Firstly, if you are doing a post graduation in IITs, okay, or NITs, so what you will get a stipend of around 12,400 per month. So just keep in mind that you will get a stipend of 12,400 per month. Okay, and this stipend you will get it in the government institutes like IITs, IIC, NITs, etc. Okay, and some of the centrally funded institutes. So let me tell you, like this particular GATE AR score, okay, GATE AR score is valid for 3 years. Okay, so the exam which you have given is valid for 3 years. In case if you take admission in your master's degree this particular year, तो 2 साल का तो आपका मास्टर्स रहता है, राइट? बट उसके बाद भी 1 ईयर आपका गेट स्कोर वैलिड रहता है, तो वो 1 ईयर के अंदर आप उसी स्कोर में पीएचडी एडमिशन भी ले सकते हो. So that's why GATE architecture score is so important. Okay, then if you get enrolled in the PhD program in any of these IITs, etc., so you will get a stipend of 35,000 for 2 years and 42,000 for the next 3 years when you will get a senior research assistantship. Okay, so also these particular after like the GATE AR score is good way to have an entry in the PSU jobs like AAI, CPWD, etc. because it creates the base of the knowledge you are required to have. So that's why GATE AR is or preparation of the GATE AR exam is also very necessary because of that. Then apart from that, after your post graduation also, because आप आपके गेट आर्किटेक्चर स्कोर से रिलेटेड आप एडमिशन लोगे पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन को, ठीक है? आफ्टर योर पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज specifically in the planning and also in the architecture field. So after your post graduation is done from the premier institutes like IITs and NIT, you will get a very good opportunity in the government jobs or the private consultancy jobs with a very good competitive salary. For example, DDA, that is Delhi Development Authority, MPSC, UPSC, ये सबके लिए मास्टर्स इन प्लानिंग अगर रिक्वायरमेंट होगा एज अ प्लानर के लिए, तो प्लानर की जो डिग्री रहती है वो आपको पोस्ट ग्रेड करने के बाद ही मिलेगी, लाइक मास्टर्स इन प्लानिंग के बाद. So that's why gate architecture is essential for taking admission into postgrad. And after postgrad also, you have very good opportunities in terms of government jobs or private consultancy firms. Okay. So these are the advantages of various advantages of gate architecture scorecard. Okay. So yeah, let's go to some of the broad specialization. First, we will discuss this, and then we will discuss what all different IITs are there which offer the masters or specialization in various fields. So first, let's discuss the broad verticals of the specializations. Okay. So the broad verticals and the career verticals or broad specialization aspects we will be discussing are with respect to first is MR. मैंने देखा बहुत लोगों ने चैट में लिखा था कि दे वांट टू डू एमआरपी इन सस्टेनेबल आर्किटेक्चर. ठीक है, जो भी वो रिस्पॉन्ड आया, आई विल बी फोकसिंग, ऑफ कोर्स आई विल बी फोकसिंग ऑन एवरीथिंग, बट आई विल आल्सो बी फोकसिंग ऑन योर कमेंट्स व्हिच यू गिव. ठीक है, आई विल बी डिस्कसिंग इन डिटेल. सो मेनी ऑफ यू वांट्स टू डू एमआरपी इन सस्टेनेबल आर्किटेक्चर. Okay, then also many of the respondents they responded that they want to do M-Plan, that is Masters in Urban Planning or Masters in Urban and Regional Planning, etc. Then apart from that, GATE AI score along with the seat score or any portfolio, we also have some MDES courses. We will be also discussing that. Okay, and the last broad vertical is with respect to the MBM. MBM is currently a very booming field with respect to the construction technology. Okay. Construction technology and management आपने सुना होगा MBM. ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा प्लेसमेंट है इसका भी. So I'll be also giving you a hint kind of thing कि कौन से इसमें placements बहुत अच्छे हैं, like what are the booming fields, what is the high demand fields, which you should target, especially after your GATE architecture exam, etc. So you can, like we will discuss it in the subsequent slides, of course. So let's move ahead. In case of any doubts, uh, you can like we will discuss all the doubts after the end of this session. Okay. Till that, you can put that in the chat box. Okay. Next, first we will be discussing about masters in architecture. Okay. So masters in architecture, उसमें भी बहुत सारे सब parts हैं. We will be just discussing one liner with respect to each specialization of masters in architecture. Okay. First is with respect to architectural conservation. ठीक है. Second is with respect to the landscape architecture. Third, urban design, and fourth is sustainable architecture. अगर ये चारों में से आप स्पेशलाइजेशन करोगे, ये चारों में से कौन से भी एक में से, then you will get the degree of masters in architecture. Okay. Now many of you said that they want to do masters in sustainable architecture. So we will be focusing also on those colleges. Firstly, let's go through each and every one. See what are the like what is the purpose of doing masters in these particular subjects. First, let's go through it once. Okay. Firstly, with respect to architectural conservation, आपको पता है that India is has like a list of various UNESCO World Heritage sites and also many ASI sites that needs to be protected. Okay, so these monuments, because they are thousands of years, hundreds and thousands of years old, they need to be protected, and they need to be protected from the deteriorating conditions so that they can be used as a long-lasting assets that will bring in the cultural tourist and make people of the country proud. That's why conservation of the old historic structures is very important. So this is what architectural conservation is for. Then landscape architecture. We will just go through one liner of the landscape architecture. As you know that cities are converting into concrete jungles. जो GPR है, that is green plot ratio of the complete city is decreasing. The green cover of the city is decreasing day by day. And it is being replaced by the impervious surfaces, which is of course not good, right? We need to protect the green cover because green cover gives the Like it takes in the carbon dioxide and releases the oxygen, which is good for our health, right? We need oxygen, we need fresh air to breathe. So for a city to breathe, we need good landscape planning throughout the city, in the buildings, in and around the buildings. So landscape architecture deals with that. It creates inclusive, usable outdoor spaces that reconnects the urban population with the nature by integrating some of the that is NBS solutions, okay, along with some sustainable water management techniques. So this was all about the architecture conservation and landscape architecture. Now let's go further. Okay, now let's go to the urban design part. You know that urban design is in between architecture and urban planning. So the scale of urban design is in between the architecture and urban planning. It is somewhat here. So building and city के बीच में designing the spaces in between the buildings is what urban design deals with. So we can, in short, say that urban design deals with the designing of the public realm. Okay, like the spaces which will be used by the public. Like for example, the corridors along the TOD, that is the transit oriented development. तो कॉरिडोर्स along the TOD इसको डेवलप करने के लिए अर्बन डिजाइनर्स की जरूरत रहती है. So urban design deals with the designing of the spaces in between the buildings. Okay. Now, sustainable architecture. Most of you were also interested in this particular thing, sustainable architecture. Sustainable architecture deals with the optimized use of energy and materials in the buildings. It means that including more BIM-driven life cycle assessments and also including some of the energy efficient materials and techniques, okay, so that the buildings will become sustainable. This is what all sustainable architecture in buildings deal with, and it is a very high demand field because India is targeting to be a net zero by 2070. So many of the countries and many of the places will be focusing on the net zero targets or energy efficient techniques. So for that, we need the sustainable architects. Okay. So these particular specialization is in which colleges we will see soon. But this is a very booming field. You can think about it, sustainable architecture. Also, we will see in which all colleges it is there. Okay, so next is, now this was all with respect to MArch in architecture, that is Masters in Architecture. Okay, now let's go to the M plan. Okay, now we will be discussing some of the broad specializations or sub-specializations of the Masters in Planning. Many of you in the comments said that you want to do Masters in Urban and Regional Planning. Some of you also said that they want to do it in Transport Planning. And some of you were also interested in Environmental Planning. Okay, let's see what all these terms mean. Just a one-liner term. Just you can go and search in detail what is the syllabus. ठीक है, अगर आप कंफ्यूज हो तो आप वो पर्टिकुलर कॉलेज के स्पेशलाइजेशन के सिलेबस में जा सकते हो. अगर आप कंफ्यूज हो कि ये ब्रांच के अंदर क्या क्या आएगा, जस्ट सी द सिलेबस ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी कॉलेज. ओके, if it interests you, then it's well and good. Then you can think about that specialization and also do a pre-study of each and every specialization. Key, what is the scope and what are the also limitations of each and every courses. So yeah, let's move towards the Masters in Planning specialization, a one-liner of each of the broad aspects. So first is with respect to environmental planning. In case if any infrastructure is planned in a particular locality, okay, then environmental planner tells us that if it's not harming nature or if it is harming nature, then what are the alternative solutions one should look into. It mainly deals with the environmental impact assessments, and also environmental planners design the disaster resilient infrastructure, and they also help to withstand the India's flood, heat waves, water scarcity, etc. by planning it in a proper way. So this is the role of an environmental planner. Okay. Next is with respect to urban and regional planning. Urban and regional planning is all about the land use planning and its optimized use of land use and resources. Okay. Resources in terms of infrastructure, social infrastructure, physical infrastructure, how the infrastructure will be financed. Okay, it is also with respect to the local economy of a particular city. You might have heard about CDP, which is a city development plan. So before planning any region, city's development plan or regional plan is made, and then only the planning is progressed after it. So this particular field is very important, and this is also booming field, very high demand field in terms of the government jobs. Okay, you can think many openings are there in terms as a urban and regional planner. So you can think of this particular specialization. Then next, we will move forward to the next specializations. Okay. Next is with respect to the transportation planning. As you know that transport, the connection of inside city to the outside city is done by the heavy dense road networks. So the designing of the road networks and the mobility and accessibility with respect to various locations is done by the transportation planner. They mostly deal with the traffic simulation modeling or data-driven mobility management. If anyone is interested in the transportation planning, you can look into the various aspects like what is the last mile connectivity, what are the various TOD options. That is, transit-oriented development is also done uh, uh, by consulting the transportation planner because they are mostly dealing with the MRTS corridor and last mile connections, etc. So this is also a high demand field. You can consider this option as well. And this particular master's is also in various IITs. Okay. Next is with respect to the housing. As you know that Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, that is PMAY, aims for the housing of all. So under the housing of all, housing demand and need calculation is done by the masters in housing and where all these housing should be placed. Okay, how the demand should be fulfilled, how the need and demand for housing for all should be fulfilled, and where and how the cluster planning of these houses should be done with respect to LIG, MIG, and HIG, inclusivity, etc. This is especially done by housing. So we do have housing in various masters level as well. So we will be discussing that too. Okay, that was all related to the masters in design. That was all related to the masters in planning. Now we will be taking up the specialization in masters in design and MTech. MDes is also called as the masters in design or industrial design. It is mainly related to the UI or UX designing. Okay, it is also a very high placement booming job. Here mainly gate score and portfolio and the seat score is considered. But depending upon the college you are targeting, you need to see if you have to make a portfolio. Of course, portfolio is necessary for the MDes, but you need to see the requirements of the college specific requirements. And the next very high demand field is this building engineering and construction management. I think SPA Delhi has a very 100% placement with respect to MBM, but apart from that, SPA Delhi, different IITs like IIT Delhi and IIT Madras has a very good placement rate with respect to MBM. So you can definitely think about this particular branch. This is a very high demand branch. So let's go through a one-liner description of this particular branch. Okay. So MDes is majorly related to the UI UX design and also a quick prototyping, and it also deals with the sustainable materials. It helps to ensure that Indian products are ergonomically superior. And it's a very high demand, and also it deals with the website designing of various consultancy firms, etc. So you can think it has a very good placement and package, like very good placement, and you will definitely have a very nice demand in future with respect to UI UX. Another very high demand field is this MBM. It deals with the BIM AI driven scheduling of the buildings and infrastructure. Okay, so how this mega project will be built? Okay, mega projects will be built without any delay and time lapse. What is the project scheduling, okay, which needs to be done before any infrastructure comes, and what all things needs to be considered with to avoid the delay and to deliver the project within the time limits is what the role of a masters in building engineering and management people do. Okay, so this is a very high placement booming field. You can think of this too. Okay, so let's move ahead of like in which of the IITs you have the specialization, different specializations. We will go through this. Okay, now just note down the steps which I am noting down. Now we will be discussing about the post-graduation admission pathways for the different IITs, which is the Indian Institute of Technologies through a common COAP portal. Okay, now with respect to the cutoffs of different colleges, you will get an idea कि टेंटेटिवली हमको कौन से कॉलेज में एडमिशन मिल सकती है, एक थोड़ी सी आइडिया आ जाती है. So what you have to do in case if you are targeting IITs, okay, you have to do these following steps. Firstly, just note down the steps with me. Firstly, register in the COAP portal. Okay, so in this registration to the COAP portal, you will create your profile. Okay. After you create your profile successfully, profile creation means filling your general details, filling the details of the your past like bachelor's, what all marks you got, and your job experience, etc. So this is all what profile asks, your sign photo, etc. So register through the COAP portal, make your profile, and then you will get your ID and password of COAP portal. Okay? Please like save this ID and password very in a very safe place, because this ID and password you will be requiring when the rounds of the IIT starts. Okay. Then after you have successfully made your ID and password or profile in the COAP portal successfully, then you will go to the respective respective IITs brochure, information brochure. Okay, information brochure. For example, if I want to target two IITs, for example, I want to target IIT Kharagpur and IIT Roorkee both. So what I'll do is I'll go to the information brochure of IIT KGP. Okay, firstly, I'll go to the information brochure of IIT KGP. I will see their requirements. Then okay, info brochure. Then what I'll do, I'll see their information brochure. Then I will register myself to the IIT KGP portal. Okay, separately. And in that, I will be choosing 2 or 3 options of the masters. Like मेरा first preference, for example, city planning है. Second preference मेरा sustainable architecture है. Third preference मेरा infrastructure planning है. So I will put my preference. ठीक है, properly. ठीक है, properly in this particular registered IIT KGP portal. And when the round will start, this particular preferences, if I have gotten the seat in any of these following preferences, it will be showed in the COAP portal. Okay. So just be clear that you have to make your registration, or you have to do the profile registration in the COAP portal first and then to the individual IITs. Okay. First I'll do to the IIT KGP, then I'll also do the same to the IIT Roorkee or any of the IITs I am targeting. Okay. So this will be the steps you need to follow. Your rounds will be showed up in this particular portal, but you have to apply to the individual IITs separately. Do keep this in mind. Okay. So let's go to the various options of IITs, which IIT is offering for the masters in the gate architecture. Okay. Now, I hope this particular thing is clear. You can go through the information brochure. The steps are written there also. Firstly, let's see with respect to IIT Kharagpur. IIT Kharagpur has masters in architecture, planning, and also MTech in various interdisciplinary branches. Okay. It has masters in sustainable built environment. Someone was asking about the options of the sustainable architecture. This is a very good option. Okay. Then M-Plan in Masters in City Planning. This is also a next booming option. Okay. Like booming field. And this is a very high demand, like Masters in City Planning of IIT Kharagpur is a very high demand field. And its cutoff is also very good. So you can target this as well. Infrastructure Design and Management in IIT Kharagpur has a very good placement record. Okay. So you can target this as well. This is another interdisciplinary branch, but I think these three branches are very nice with respect to their placement and with respect to their high demand. So you can think about this particular option as well. So this is all about IIT Kharagpur. Let's go to the next IITs. Okay. So this is the masters or specialization cutoffs. Okay. This AR1, which is Masters in City Planning, has a very high cutoff, and also this ID means Infrastructure Design and Management, also has a very high cutoff. Okay, so you can think of these two. Also, the sustainable architecture is a good option. So all three has a very good cutoff and also a good demand with respect to the IIT KGP specialization. Next, we will be seeing of IIT Roorkee, considering the specializations, that is MR and M-Plan. So this is Masters in Architecture and Masters in Urban and Regional Planning. These two are the core branches in IIT Roorkee. Okay. And there are other interdisciplinary branches as well, which you can go through it. So this is interdisciplinary branches. Okay, interdisciplinary branches in IIT Roorkee. Next is with respect to MDes, but you want a seat score for this. So you can target this MR and M-Plan as a core branch with respect to IIT Roorkee. Okay. Again, I will be saying that go through the information brochure of each and every IITs for more details, like with respect to the cutoffs, with respect to the placements, with respect to the demand, and with respect to the syllabus. You need to go through the brochure of each and every IITs. Okay, so let's go through the other IITs, like what all other IITs are offering. So this is the two main IITs which offer the core branch, which is IIT Kharagpur and IIT Roorkee. Most of the masters, like most of the GATE AR masters who want to target the core branches, they do target IIT KGP and IIT Roorkee a lot. Next is with respect to Delhi. Delhi has a very booming branch, which is Construction Engineering and Management. Also, we have Transportation Engineering. Someone was asking that they want to do Masters in Transportation Engineering. So you can target IIT Delhi. You can apply to its portal. Okay. Then there are other interdisciplinary branches. Other blooming field is Masters in Public Policy. Okay. So there you have to apply individually in this particular Masters in Public Policy. Here the placement is also very good. You will get placed as a consultant in some of the government institutes or any of the private companies as well. So this is also a good branch which many people are exploring, which is Masters in Public Policy. Okay. Next, we will be seeing the next IIT. Okay. The next IIT is with respect to IIT Guwahati. Okay. IIT Guwahati has the actually seats very limited with respect to the GATE AR score. So if you have a very good score in the GATE architecture, then you can apply here, but it has specific seats. So for the infrastructure engineering and management, it has only three seats. But if you have a good score, you can of course apply here in IIT Guwahati. Then other like MDes is through the seed score, which is Master in Design. Again, you can see in the information brochure if they are allowing the gate score or not. Okay, you can just see it. Okay, let's move ahead with the other IITs. We have a wide range of IITs. IIT Madras also has specific number of seats with respect to the GATE architecture score, which is this Masters in Building Technology, Construction Materials and Management. It has 2 seats reserved for the GATE architecture. Okay, because it is high demand branch for the civil engineering, so they are giving preference to the civil engineers. But through the GATE AR score, they have reserved 2 seats with respect to that. And similar for the transportation engineering, through GATE AR, you can take, like, you can book 2 seats, okay, with respect to transportation engineering. It's like told to the civil branch, so that's why they are targeting the civil people. But GATE architecture also has some amount of seats in the IIT Madras. Okay, let's go to the other IITs as well. Okay, let's go. Next is IIT Bhubaneswar, Transportation Planning and Engineering. So you can go through the information brochure of IIT Bhubaneswar. If you are interested in transportation planning and engineering, you can register in this particular IIT Bhubaneswar portal. First and foremost, before applying to any of the IITs, you have to register in the COAP portal, and then you have to apply to the individual IITs. So be clear about it. Okay. So next we will be going to the next thing, which is IISc Bangalore. IISc Bangalore is offering the MTech in Sustainable Technology. It's an kind of alternative to sustainable materials. Sustainable materials, or you can also say that quite similar to sustainable architecture kind of thing. So this is also a very high demand field. The cutoff is very good. You can register to the COAP portal and then apply in the IISc portal and just go to the sustainable technologies if you want to do masters similar to that of the sustainable architecture or sustainable material. Okay, again, go through the information brochure if you want to go through the details or to the details of each and every IISc or IITs. Next is with respect to Kanpur. Kanpur is offering one of the MTech, which is MTech in Structural Engineering. Okay, you can apply here with the help of the GATE AR rank as well. Okay, this is also a very good branch. So you can apply in IIT Kanpur. Of course, these IIT do have a good placement rate. That's why people go to IITs. Okay, next is with respect to IIT Hyderabad. IIT Hyderabad through MTech portal, it has various interdisciplinary branches. First is with respect to the Masters in Climate Change. As you know that India is targeting to limit its global increasing temperature by 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius. That's why Masters in Climate Change is a very high demand branch with respect to the consultancy, with respect to the government jobs, etc. Okay, so you can consider this also. You will easily get job in future if you do Masters in Climate Change. Again, GATE AR score is valid for all these interdisciplinary branches as per to the information brochure. Okay, as per to the information brochure, you can go through the information brochure of IIT Hyderabad. This is a good option. Smart mobility, similar to that of the transportation planning. Then it has also Masters in Heritage Science and Technology and other interdisciplinary branch called as Sustainable Engineering. Okay, so you can apply in all these interdisciplinary branches in IIT Hyderabad. Okay, so these are the broad, I'm giving you the broad options, but you have to explore in detail, okay? Depending upon your interest. If it interests you, then for sure you need to fill that in the portal, okay? Next and last option is with respect to IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay has a very good branch with respect to this particular climate and sustainability. Again, a very high demand branch. You can apply in education technology, Sitara, And this GNR has a very good placement and 100% placement, a very good placement GNR. You can, if you are interested in the GIS thing, that is the Geo Informatic Systems, or RS, that is remote sensing, then you can for sure consider this GNR. This has a very good high cutoff. Okay, but for sure, if you are interested, you should surely apply it. This not only considers the GATE AR rank, but also considers the test and interview. So, firstly, apply as a GATE architecture, just first by registering through the COAP portal, then going to the individual IIT's portal and applying. And then they will shortlist you, and then they will take the interview and test for the final selection. To all these interdisciplinary branches, you will have test plus interview along with the GATE AR rank. Okay, so you need to do all these things. Be clear about the procedure so that you don't miss out on any of the colleges. Okay, another good option is this MPP. It's a very less explored but a high demand. That is the Masters in Public Policy. IIT Bombay has a very good placement with respect to this MPP, which is Masters in Public Policy. It is offered by Ashank Desai Center for Policy Studies. So please do consider this option as well. If you are thinking कि oh policy studies है, gate architecture के बाद ये मतलब कैसा होगा and all that, it has a very good placement. Let me tell you, this particular IIT Bombay field. Okay, so you can think of this option as well. So yeah. Let's go to the next thing. So it was all about IITs. If anybody has any doubt, you can put that in the chat box. Okay. Now we will be going to the post-graduation admission pathways for the NITs, that is the National Institute of Technology, through the CCMT portal. ठीक है, जैसे हमने IIT के लिए, ठीक है, जैसे हमने IIT के लिए COAP पोर्टल में रजिस्टर किया, वैसे आपको NIT के लिए CCMT पोर्टल पे रजिस्टर करना है. ठीक है, CCMT पोर्टल पे आपको रजिस्टर करना है. But in this case, you don't need to go to each and every NITs and applying their portal. Here, only registering to the CCMT portal is fine. There only you will be filling the preferences. But for the IITs, you need to go to the individual portal. Okay? Individual IITs portal. Okay? This is the main difference between applying for the IITs and applying for the NITs. Okay? So I hope this is clear to you all. Okay. So NIT, for the admission of the NITs, you have to register to the CCMT portal, which is the centralized counseling for MTech, MArch, and implant admissions. Okay, so all these things are there. So let's go to the various options NITs are offering with respect to their master's degree. Okay, first is with respect to urban planning, as many of you are willing to do your master's in urban planning. It is offered by NIT Calicut, Jaipur, Nagpur, and Surat. Okay, similar to that of the urban planning, the other name is urban development, which is offered by MANIT Bhopal. Okay, so all these NITs do offer masters in urban planning, so you can target that depending on the preferences. अगर आपको preferences कौन सा feel करना है, confusion हो, तो go through the NIRF ranking once, and also you can talk to the seniors of those colleges and check which all you should prefer first and what are the placement rates and everything. You can just check it. Okay, so all these are with respect to the masters in urban planning. Next, NIT's specialization again, urban and regional planning. Masters in urban and regional planning is given by NIT Patna and IISc Shibpur. IISc Shibpur is a very old but good college in West Bengal, very renowned college. Okay, then masters in housing. Housing in NITs is offered by only one college, which is NIT Bhopal. So if you are very specific that I want to do masters in housing only, then you have only one option, which is NIT Bhopal. It is also very high demand, like a good option for doing masters. Okay, because housing for all is the aim which India is targeting under the PMAY scheme, even in the 1.0 and 2.0. Okay, as well. Next, with respect to the cutoffs, uh, NIT Jaipur Calicut has a good cutoff with respect to the masters in planning, but again, cutoffs do vary. But if you are sure that you are above the cutoff, well above the cutoff, you should definitely apply in the high demand colleges. Okay, you will get into it because there are ample of seats. Okay. Next is with respect to Warangal. NIT Warangal is offering a master's in transportation engineering and planning. Okay. Next is those who are targeting sustainable architecture in NITs. It is offered by NIT Hamirpur, Trichy, Patna, and Central University of Rajasthan. Okay, so depending upon your preferences and liking, जो आपको चाहिए वही fill करो CCMT में, unnecessary options मत fill करो. Otherwise, they will be giving you the options which you might not be needing. So fill only those you actually want. Okay. So that is important. And see the cutoffs, see the brochure, see the syllabus I'm saying again and again. So that you will be very specific about exactly in which field you want to do master. Okay. Next is with respect to the project management and construction management. Okay. Again, this is a very high paying and good placement field or branch. It is given by NIT Surat, Sulatkar, Warangal, and Nagpur. Okay. So you can target this NITs. This is a good demand branch. So of course, the cutoffs are also like about like average, but you can get it because there are a good number of seats. Then GIS and remote sensing, a very good paying job you can get as a consultant. Okay? And a very high demand job as well. It is given by NIT Warangal, NIT Allahabad, IISc Shibpur. For the IIS, you need to apply individually. Okay? So you need to apply individually to the site of the IIRS. It do provide the masters in urban studies. Okay. Again, this is a very good option you should consider. Both these are very good options you can consider. Okay, for your master. So I'm just saying that you have n number of options to select, but be very specific in which field you want to do masters. Okay. It all depends upon your liking. Okay. So depending upon the cutoff, I think so sustainable architecture in Trichy is very famous. So it will have a good cutoff. And Hamirpur is also good. So Trichy is in very high demand for masters in sustainable architecture. Next is good cutoffs also go with respect to the MBEM field. Okay, but as I have said again and again that there are ample amount of seats, so you can target the college depending if once your cutoff is cleared with respect to the gate architecture, you can try your favorite college. Okay, so yeah. NIT Walangar and Hyderabad with respect to geoinformatics. So these are the cutoffs with respect to 2024. Okay. Next is with respect to apart from IITs. Okay, apart from IITs and NITs, we have other colleges through which we can do post graduation, which is through the PGETA. Okay, it is approved by COA. Okay, that is the Council of Architecture. It conducts the post-graduation test in architecture, which is PGETA, and you have to enroll that in the portal. ठीक है? इसकी एग्जाम 2 times a year होती है. Okay, PGETA exam happens 2 times per year. Okay, and it has almost 75 questions for 100 marks. Okay. And you can target the COA approved post-graduation courses in various colleges through this PGETA course. So let's see the specifications of the PGETA. Okay. So if you want to give the exam, it happens, I think you can register in the portal now, and it will happen in the month of August, tentatively July or August. You can see the portal for the latest updates. So in case if you want to know which are colleges the PGETA includes, you can scan this particular scanner. Okay. Also, you can visit this website for the approved colleges who offer the post-graduation courses in architecture. Okay. So this is a mandatory exam which is required for the admission into a 2-year post-graduation architecture program, and it is COA approved. And you have to register, or for more details, please go through the www.pgeta.in. Okay, that is must. So, yeah, the council may conduct additional rounds for the candidates who are unable to conduct the initial session. So, it is, of course, this is held by COA. And in case ऐसा भी rule था कुछ दिन पहले तक, you may check it if you are in the top 20, if you are in the top 25 or top 50, you will get some kind of stipend as well to the PGATA. So you can see the information brochure if you are targeting colleges under PGATA. These are the list of colleges, and these two have ample of seats and options. Okay, so you can consider giving this particular exam as well. Go through the portal. Again, read the information brochure again and again, I'm saying. Next, apart from PGETM, what are the other options apart from IITs, NITs, and PGETM? There are various options with respect to other colleges, which are good and renowned colleges. For example, Jamia Millia University. So this is a centrally funded university, and it has one of the field which is very booming is architecture pedagogy. Okay, architecture pedagogy. It is mainly related to architectural education. It is also very booming field. If you want to have, or if you want to be a lecturer in architecture, this is a good option. This particular master's in Jamia Millia. Also, it has other options as well. Other colleges you can consider is Aligarh Muslim University, SEPT University, Anna University, COEP Pune. It is a very renowned university in Pune. DCI RUST, JJ College, first government college in Maharashtra. And next is Nikmar University. These famous colleges do offer various post-graduation options. You can check out through their website and you can prepare accordingly or you can apply accordingly. Depending upon what they want, if they want PGATA score or if they want GATE score or if they have individual exams, please go through the individual colleges brochure so that you can get a clear idea what is the admission procedure. Okay. Next, with respect to the masters in the SEPT, that is the SEPT University offers a huge range of post-graduation options or specialization options. With respect to architecture, it has a wide range. With respect to planning, design, technology, and management, that is MBM. Again, this particular college holds a very good placement record, and at present, it is at NIRF 6. So it's a very good college. You can think of admission in this college as well. Of course, it has its own criteria like the portfolio, interview. It has its own tests as well. So you go through its information brochure, you can register through their portal and you can easily get what are the various steps you will be taking to get admission in these colleges. So please, it's a humble request to you all that please see the start date and end date of the registration of each and every portal so that you don't miss out on any of the things. Okay. Last but not the least, I want to discuss about the NICMAR. NICMAR is a very famous university in Pune, Hyderabad, Delhi, NCR, and Mumbai. It offers a wide range of post-graduation courses in the construction management. Also, it has recently started the various specializations in urban planning and real estate and infrastructure management. So it's a very good university. You can also target other than the IITs, NITs, and other private colleges. This is a very good MBA in construction management through NICMAR has a very good placement record. So you can consider NICMAR University as well for your post-graduation. Okay, so this was all about the session. I hope you got a slight glimpse of the things you want to do and the steps you want to follow. So in case of any doubts you have, you can put that in the chat box. I'll be happy to solve all these questions. Yes, anybody having any doubt? Please put that in the chat box. Yeah. Um, so let's go through the questions. Firstly, Sahil is saying, is COAP portal open now or it will be open later? Sahil, so I want to make it clear that COAP portal will get open soon after the gate results are out. So you can just check through the COAP portal website that when is the opening. It is mostly after the gate exam, but you need to keep checking it. Okay, Sahil? So, like, be very aware during the admission procedure. You are targeting. Make an Excel sheet of colleges you are targeting and the start date and end date of the applications. Each and every college has their individual start and end date. But COEP portal, it will be opening after the gate exam. Okay, because it do require your gate score to be uploaded. Okay, Pragya says, ma'am, can you please show first and second NIT colleges list it in a internet glitch? Yes, Pragya, actually here the weather is raining and it's not good, so there might be some of the internet issues. I can go through the NIT slide. Just a minute. Okay, Pragya, I hope it is fine. You can just go through the NITs, which is there.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, well done. Gayatri, the cutoffs, ma'am. Gayatri, can you specify cutoffs with respect to IITs or NITs? NITs I have mentioned in the slides. Okay, the I think the recording will be uploaded afterwards soon. But with respect to IITs, I have put that with respect to IIT Kharagpur. For the other IITs, actually, some of the IITs do require uh, gate architecture score along with their interview and specific tests. And some of the IITs do have their requirement of the specified seat. So if you have a decent score or AIR under 100 or 200 or 300, like under 100 for the open category and under 200 or 300 for the other categories, so you can easily target the IITs. Okay, Gayatri. Is there any information on NICMAR placement specifically each branches? See, based on see, uh, I don't think that each of the colleges do make their placement so public. But Satvik, if you have any senior with respect to the College of Nigmat, because as per my associations, they do have or had very good placements with respect to the Nigmat. Okay, so you can consider. Of course, the initial fees of Nigmat is very high. Okay, you can check the fees of Nigmat against the IITs, NITs. It is high because it's a private college, but it has a very good placement record. With respect to the construction management or real estate management, for the urban planning, I am not sure because it has opened last year or last to last year. So do check out with the seniors if you have any, okay, or to check out their information brochure. Does NIT Patna come under CCMT counseling for MR sustainable architecture? So, okay, Ashri Anjana is asking, does NIT Patna? So we will go to the NIT Patna site. NIT Patna comes under the CCMT. Yes, yes, Shri Anjana. So all the NITs comes under the CCMT counseling. Okay, you have to register in the CCMT portal for the MR in sustainable architecture. Can you explain the admission procedure for SPS as well? Sham Soni, actually, SPS session is held day before yesterday. It will be uploaded soon on the YouTube. you can go through it once. Okay. In case if you have any doubt with respect to the SPA, let me tell you that in case of SPAs, okay, in case of SPAs, you have to register to the JAP portal, okay, Joint Admission Procedure JAP portal 2026. Okay, it is a common portal for taking admission in SPA Delhi, Bhopal, and Vijayawada. Okay, you can go through the masters. Actually, a separate session was already held based on the SPA procedure. You can go through it afterwards once the video is uploaded. Okay, Sham, in case of any doubt you have, you can like message us personally. Okay. If I want to work on roadways, highways project, transportation planning is only the way, or through urban planning also, I can work on it. Okay. Sakshi Mane, in case if you're targeting IITs, okay, and in case, for example, okay, if you have done your master's in city planning, which is MCP from IIT Kharagpur, ठीक है, IIT खड़गपुर से आपने अगर मास्टर्स किया है, तो अगर आपने मास्टर्स इन सिटी प्लानिंग किया है, सिटी प्लानिंग includes all the planning branches, like tentatively after your masters you can move towards the environmental planner, infrastructure management, environmental planner, then urban planner, transportation planner. So in case if you have done your masters in urban planning, you can pivot as per to the interest in the transportation planning as well after doing the masters in urban planning. Okay. So of course you can target it. Okay, Sakshi, you can do the M-Plan and then you can target the transportation planning, or as a transportation planner also you can work as a consultant in various private firms or the government jobs. Okay, so I think doing masters or M-Plan, if you are not clear that exactly मुझे urban planning करना है, मुझे environment planning करना है, मुझे regional planning करना है, अगर आप confused हो, तो urban planning is an umbrella to all the sub branches of M planning. Okay, so you can also pivot it as per to your interest. I hope this answers your question, Sakshi. Okay. Uh, Preksha, what about SPM? Preksha, actually a separate session was held day before yesterday. Okay, which is the JAP Counseling 2026. I can tell you orally for sure, but it will take time, and this session is mostly targeting the IITs and NITs, but you can go through the JAP portal. JAP 2026 का इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर आया है, ठीक है, ये इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर में डिटेल में दिया है सब कुछ. What are the requirements? Okay, what are the different requirements? What all things you want to concentrate? Along with the portfolio, ठीक है, पोर्टफोलियो इंटरव्यू भी होता है, SOP लिखना पड़ता है, then along with a valid gate score and also your experience is counted while taking admission to the SPA. So please check out the information brochure. किसका इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर आपको चेक करना है? JAAP 2026. ठीक है, इसका इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर में डिटेल में लिखा है कि SPA में कैसे सिलेक्शन होगा बेस्ड ऑन द मार्क्स, हाउ द मार्क्स विल बी अलोकेटेड, एंड आपको किसके लिए कितना मार्क्स मिलेगा, ये भी उधर स्पेसिफिकली लिखा है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द जैप पोर्टल. ओके, सो प्लीज गो थ्रू इट. NIT मैम, Gayatri, you want me to go, like, I have already told you the previous specializations which each and every NIT has. Okay, so various NITs do offer various specialization courses. So you can target different NITs. Okay, you have to register to the CCMT portal and you have to target NITs. But अगर आप पर्टिकुलर NIT को टारगेट कर रहे हो, आप आपकी प्रेफरेंस में उसको फर्स्ट रखिए. इफ यू वांट, फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू वांट NIT पटना, you want NIT Patna, लाइक यू आर टारगेटिंग नहीं मुझे एनआईटी पटना में ही जाना है, तो कीप योर प्रेफरेंस फर्स्ट while applying in the CCMT portal, क्योंकि CCMT portal में जब आप अप्लाई करते हो, when you apply in the CCMT portal, you have to give the preference of the list. Okay, there is a list of various architectural colleges which you can apply, to which you can apply through the CCMT portal. So you need to be very clear कि ठीक है मेरा फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी एनआईटी पटना का ये ब्रांच रहेगा, मेरा सेकंड प्रेफरेंस फॉर एग्जांपल एनआईटी वाराणसी का ये ब्रांच रहेगा. तो प्लीज बी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट विच प्रेफरेंस यू वांट टू टारगेट. और ऐसा मत करो, लाइक प्लीज डोंट डू लाइक दिस that you are filling all the preferences. Like there are 30 colleges giving masters in architecture and you are filling all the 30. Please don't do it. Fill only, for example, if only 15 of the sub branches interest you, fill only 15. Okay, don't overdo things. Otherwise, CCMT portal, depending upon your cutoff, will give you the branch you actually don't want. And you can move to the next round only if you pay the money, a small amount of money you require for the rounds. Okay, so don't do it. Target only those colleges you actually want and be very clear about the masters you want to pursue. Okay, as per to the discussion we have done. Can you go to the MDes colleges too? Yes, Akhlaq, I already mentioned various IITs which are giving MDes. Okay, firstly, MDes options are available in SPA. Okay, SPA Delhi, Industrial Design, for example. So for the SPA's MDes, you can go through the JAP portal, ठीक है, एंड सी उधर स्पेसिफिकली दिया है एक लिस्ट, तो आपको मास्टर्स एमडेस के अंदर कितनी सीट्स है वहां दिख जाएंगे. विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू आईआईटीज, दिस पर्टिकुलर like video will be uploaded soon. With respect to IITs, I have also included that in the flow chart. If you are targeting specific IITs for the MTest, then you need to have a valid seat score or alternative gate score plus the tests and portfolio as individual colleges need. So this particular PPT or this particular video will be uploaded soon, so you can go through it. Does SPAs also give stipend? As SPA is a government recognized institute, that is School of Planning and Architecture, Anshika. Yeah, it do give you a stipend of 12,400 for each and every MTech specialization you have registered. If you have a valid gate score and if you have entered SPA through this particular procedure, proper procedure through a valid gate score, you will for sure get a stipend of 12,400 uh, in any of the SPA you go with any of the specialization. Okay. So Vaishnavi asks, is it better to go for the SPAs rather than NITs? Okay, Vaishnavi, actually, it all depends on you and which branch you are exactly targeting. See, what all things you need to consider before applying to IITs or SPA is, firstly, अगर इंटरेस्ट ना हो तो ये सब चीजें करने का फिर आगे जाके मतलब नहीं होता है. सो फर्स्ट नो योर इंटरेस्ट, नो द व्हाई यू आर डूइंग. ओके, फर्स्ट नो कि कौन सी ब्रांच में आपको मास्टर्स करना है. ठीक है, फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग. सेकेंड थिंग इज कि ठीक है आपने डिसाइड किया कि मुझे ये ब्रांच में करना है क्योंकि इसमें मे बी मेरा फ्यूचर सिक्योर हो रहा है, प्लेसमेंट अच्छा है, इंटरेस्ट भी है मेरा. So if it's a good branch, it's a good placement, it has a good placement record. If you have anyone in contact who has passed out from that college, so you can contact them and you can just take out the information about the placement and about the syllabus and about the future scope of action. So I don't think that I can tell you SPA is better than NIT or NIT is better than SPA. It all depends upon the field which you are targeting. Exactly आपको कहाँ जाना है, उसके पास रिकॉर्ड क्या है, आप क्या करना चाहते हो. सो इस सब पे डिपेंड करता है वैष्णवी को. So next question is with respect to Gayatri. Gayatri is asking, ma'am, would like to know about the OBC NCL certificate, where to download so that I can get it attested. Yeah, Gayatri, I think in case of individual IITs, they do have a format. Okay, अगर आप तो आपको अभी से इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर रिलीज नहीं होता है. लेट मी टेल यू, वंस योर गेट स्कोर इज आउट, देन ओनली, बिकॉज एन आई आई टी के राउंड, लाइक फर्स्ट राउंड हुआ था 30 जून को, लाइक एट माई टाइम, आई डोंट नो, दिस पर्टिकुलर डेट माइट बी हियर एंड देयर, बट you have to register till I think April end or May end kind of thing. Each and every IIT has its own starting and end date. So you just need to check the information brochure, and when you are applying, they will give you the format of the certificates you are needing. So you don't need to worry about it now. Once the information brochure is out, it will give you the format of each and everything you want to upload. Okay, in which, for example, अगर मुझे experience letter upload करना है, so it has its own format. For example, some of the IITs have own format. If you want to upload like something like some like legal documents, it has its own format, or it will tell you कि ऐसे ऐसे चीजें ये requirements है. Make sure that all these requirements are there in the certificates. So you will always you will get while applying. So don't worry about it, Gayatri. अभी से worry मत करो. Once the gate score is out, each and everything is mentioned in the individual IIT's brochure. And also when you are applying through the individual IIT's portal, they will be mentioning what are their requirement with respect to OBC NCL certificate or any of the certificate you want to have. And is it common for every admission portal, or should I download from each institutes that are targeting? So Gayatri, don't worry about it. I think COAP has a common format, but with respect to while applying for each and every IITs, it might be having their own formats. Okay, but keep one OBC NCL certificate, like if format आप जो use कर रहे हो पहले से वो तो होगा आपके पास, right? So keep it ready. But in case if they ask you for, like, if they want it in a particular format, then you have to obey the rules they are mentioning in this particular portal or admission form. Okay, next, just thought the attestation process involves time. Yeah, Gayatri, it do involves time, but again, जब तक उनका एडमिशन पोर्टल नहीं निकलता है, you might be having one like one format which you are using till now. Keep it as it is. But if they have any other requirements, for sure they will mention and they will give you the format. So don't worry. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको वो अपलोड करने बोलेंगे और फॉर्मेट नहीं देंगे, या फिर if they have specific requirement, they will mention it. Like they will mention that this is given in the website, the formats are given in this particular link and everything. So whenever you start applying to the things will get clear. Okay, just be very much updated about the start date and end date of the applications, ठीक है, with respect to various NITs or IITs you are targeted. Okay. Is there any information on NICMAR placement specifically to each branch of Satvic? I have already told you. Okay. Ma'am, what about the fee structures in IITs and NITs? Okay, Aparna, so you can check the fee structure. Uh, you can check the fee structure in their respective colleges. टेंटेटिवली अगर मैं आईआईटी का बोलूं, बिकॉज आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस विद रिस्पेक्ट टू आईआईटी ओनली फॉर नाउ, it is it is 50,000 per semester tentatively, including that 50,000 includes all the like institute fees, hostel fee, mess fee. So tentatively आपको 2 lakhs लगेंगे for one post graduation in IIT. For NITs, you need to check the fee structure. I don't know the latest fee structure, but NITs do have like a high fee structure. You can go through the website. It is easily available. Each and every IITs do have their fee structure. They show it publicly. They reveal it publicly because they have the standard things. So you can just go through the NITs. Okay. Thank you, ma'am, but I couldn't find earlier records of closing rank of IIT Patna. I have some of the closing rank. Let's don't worry. In case whoever is asking you, Shri Anjana, see, in case if you have scored about the cutoff, okay? NIT पटना में अगर आप कुछ भी टारगेट कर रहे हो, आपका कट ऑफ क्लियर है, गेट एआर का. Then I think IIT Patna do have an ample amount of seats. Like each and every MTech branch do have ample of amount of seats. Also, कट ऑफ जो क्लियर करता है उसको सीट तो मिल ही जाती है क्योंकि इतने सारे सीट्स है आपने देखे हैं. बट इट डिपेंड्स कि ईच एंड एवरी कॉलेज का कट ऑफ कितना जाता है उसके हिसाब से कि आपको वो ही कॉलेज मिलेगा कि नहीं. ठीक है. तो इन केस इफ यू आर वेल ऑफ अबाउट द कट ऑफ, यू कैन इजीली टारगेट एनआईटी पटना. So don't worry about it. In case if you don't find the closing rank also now, then only you can apply. Then also you can apply it. Just make sure that you are well above the cutoff. Gate AR cutoff निकलता है अलग अलग categories का. If you are well above it, then you can easily apply to the uh, NIT Patna through the CCMT portal. Which course, Shri Anjana? Which course exactly?
मैम
Okay.
एमआर्क सस्टेनेबल आर्किटेक्चर.
ओके जस्ट गो. एक्चुअली देखो, पहले मेरा बोलना है कि पहले इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर निकलने दो, उसके पहले गेट का स्कोर आने दो. ठीक है. फर्स्ट लेट अस गेट स्कोर्स बी आउट, देन आईआईटी का इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर निकलता है, फिर एनआईटी का इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर निकलता है. लेटेस्ट इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर ही आपको बता सकता है श्री अंजना कि सस्टेनेबल आर्किटेक्चर अभी रनिंग है कि नहीं. क्योंकि कभी कभी आईआईटीज और एनआईटीज कभी कभी ब्रांचेस इधर उधर में भी लाइक कट ऑफ इधर उधर हो सकता है या फिर रिक्वायरमेंट्स इधर उधर हो सकते हैं. सो लेट द लेटेस्ट ब्रोशर ऑफ एनआईटी पटना कम. ओके. हर एक एनआईटी आईआईटी डिटेल में इंफॉर्मेशन ब्रोशर निकलता है. तो फर्स्टली लेट द ग्रेड स्कोर बी आउट, देन सी द लेटेस्ट ब्रोशर ऑफ एनआईटी पटना. एंड ऑल्सो व्हाइल अप्लाइंग टू द सीसीएमटी पोर्टल, अगर एनआईटी पटना नहीं भी आपको दे रहा है ये कोर्स, तो वो सीसीएमटी पोर्टल में आपको ऑप्शन ही नहीं देगा भरने का. ठीक है. तो यू डोंट नीड टू वरी कि ये होगा कि नहीं. अगर होगा तो सीसीएमटी पोर्टल में खुद, बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंस वंस यू रजिस्टर इन द सीसीएमटी पोर्टल, you will get a list of colleges you can apply. So from that list, you will easily get to know if that particular course is still running or not. And in addition to that, you can visit the individual college information brochure. Does IITs have separate exam other than GATE AR along with interview for M-Plan? Priya, so I want to make it clear that for IIT Roorkee and IIT Kharagpur, as these are the two main IITs which are majorly providing the core masters in urban planning. So these two IITs, mainly these two IITs, take the students based solely on the GATE AR score. So they don't have a separate interview or exam along with that. Okay. So yeah, I hope I answered you, Priya. So for the IIT Roorkee and IIT Kharagpur, they don't have separate exam for M-Plan. But in case of IIT Bombay, in case of interdisciplinary branches, if you want to apply there, then they do consider GATE architecture score along with the interview and exams. Does COEP have stipend? Sakshi, in case like COEP, I think you are asking about Pune, COEP Pune, I think. I hope that is the college you are asking, I think. So if I think it's a government funded college and they do provide stipend, but just check once in that site. I think that they do provide the stipend. Just check it once, but before applying to any college, make sure that you read the information brochure because itne sare colleges hai, but the colleges you are targeting, you need to have the information brochure downloaded. Ma'am, I have noticed urban planners have high salary package. Could you please let us know which are high paying? Aparna, so urban planners जो गवर्नमेंट के पोस्ट निकलते हैं, लाइक गवर्नमेंट ओपनिंग्स आर वेरी हाई विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द अर्बन प्लानिंग जॉब्स जो एम्प्लान करके निकलते हैं. Like even my colleagues and various people, they are in good position now. So they are placed as a consultants, as urban planners in various government departments. So you do have various options after doing urban planning, and you get a good salary package. सैलरी पैकेज अगेन इट डिपेंड्स, मैं ऐसे स्पेसिफिकली होगी कि 8 से 10 लाख मिलता है, ये मिलता है, बिकॉज इट वैरीज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द पोजिशंस यू आर अप्लाइंग. एंड अर्बन प्लानिंग एंड इवन आर्किटेक्चर इज सच अ फील्ड की जैसे जैसे आप आगे जाते जाओ वैसे वैसे आपकी सैलरी इंक्रीज होती जाएगी. एकदम से मे बी आपको ना मिले बट आगे जाके बहुत पैसा मिलेगा. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. There are various openings in the urban planning job or urban planning fields, and continuous openings are coming with respect to CG, CGPSC, HPSC, DDA with respect to the urban planning jobs. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? You can put that in the chat box. I hope your some of the doubts are cleared. I hope you got some clarity with respect to the masters you want to do. Yeah, any more doubt, you can put that in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and ask me personally as well. Yeah, anybody having any doubt? Yeah, it was a wonderful session with you, or it was wonderful interacting with you all. Thank you so much. I'm still here. If you have any doubt, I am waiting here for 2 minutes. Okay, someone is asking, Neha is asking, campus placements are there in IITs and NITs. See, Neha, like I can give you the like I don't personally I don't have idea about NITs because uh, I do have an idea of IITs, but because I am a pass out from there only. So IITs do have good placements. NITs might be having good placement, but depends upon the field you are choosing. Like there are various high demand fields like sustainable architecture and also with respect to the construction management. So these are very high demand fields. And also with respect to the masters in planning. So, Masters in Planning has various openings in government jobs. So, if you are targeting these branches, you like for sure you will get placed. And with respect to IITs, like एकदम से नहीं but धीरे धीरे सब place हो ही जाता है. एकदम से भी like half of the class immediately got placed and after that like now everyone is placed. So yeah, campus placements are there and also you can apply individually through with the name of IIT, you will get really very good opportunities. And if you do masters from very good place, and even if you have master's degree, you will get good opportunities in future. That is for sure. And gate after the gate architecture AR, you will for sure get good opportunities. Okay, so you don't need to worry about campus placements. Just make sure that you get admission in a good college so that your future is secure. Preksha expected gate 2026 cutoff. So the gate results will be out soon. So I don't want to comment anything on that because cutoff uh, is very much fluctuating. In 2023, the cutoff was something else. 2025, it is something else. So I don't want to comment on it, but it will be like the results will be out soon. Are there any other options after gate architecture besides a master degree? Vaishnavi, in case of gate architecture, instead of gate architecture, what you can do, you can practice in architectural firms, okay, for 5 to 10 years, 5 years mainly. Okay? Some of the good consultancy firms and some of the good firms like L&T, Godrej, or etc. You can target it. Or even if you are doing architectural practice with the private firms, you can gain a good amount of experience. You can have your own firm. And also many various openings are there with respect to the experienced architects as well. So you can target those openings if you don't want to do masters in architecture. So I'll say that besides if you don't want to do gate architecture masters, you can target gaining a very good experience with respect to architecture. Okay, so that is important. Vaishnavi, I hope it answered your question. Yeah, yeah. Anyone having any doubt, you can put that in the chat box. I'm here for 2 to 3 minutes more. Thank you so much, everyone.